Welcome to Whatever by Hectic by yours truly, me. I hope everyone's been having a great week. My week's been whatever, but I'm going on some trips this week, so I'll be out and about and doing some things. Couldn't air last week because it was Easter and it was the Lord's Day, so I didn't feel like filming. So there's that. Um, I am joined by a young lady that was on the show before, telling her truth and telling her story. And so we're going to catch up and see what's been going on with her. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I am good. You had a lot of I would say very people very impressed with like you telling the truth about therapy and going and stuff like that. Like, you probably don't even know you're probably an inspiration to someone else to go seek therapy or,
I love
go down that
that.
journey.
That makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. It was a little like not overwhelming for me, but I was surprised at how many people were like, oh, I guess too, for our community, we don't necessarily talk about therapy a whole lot, like
Absolutely.
therapy in our thing was like the boogeyman in a sense, why you telling
Hmm.
them people all your business type stuff. So,
Yep.
to hear someone, embrace it and say their truth about it was, eye opening for a lot.
Well, I'm glad I can touch the masses because it has helped me a lot.
Yeah. So how's your journey in that been going?
It's been going well. I did take a little bit of a hiatus from it just because I had a very busy schedule and my schedule didn't align with my therapist. However, we were able to make sure that she can give me different, excuse me, task and homework and, exercises that I can do, and we check back in. Right now, it's once a month, but I told you at one point we were going 4 times a month, but now it's once
Hmm.
a month just because my schedule does not permit. But I intend to, start back at least twice a month because it's helpful. I wear many hats in this thing called life, and that's my way of decompressing. So
Okay. Okay, so same therapist because you brought up the last time how
yes,
you had to switch some therapists because they weren't aligning with what you had
yes.
going on and stuff like that. So same
Yes,
therapist, y'all
same
still
therapist.
strong.
That's my girl.
Okay, and tell people how important that is once you find that therapist. How important or how beneficial has been for you.
Yes, I feel like when you meet the right one, it's no longer therapy in like a clinical aspect. It's more of a catching up with an old friend, and then that person's able to tell you when you're doing wrong or make you take accountability or look at it in a different perspective. So that's my
Mm,
girl. I still keep it professional with her and she keeps it professional with me, but I know if I'm wrong, she's going to call me out on my shit. So,
mhm.
I definitely respect that from her, and she knows I give her the utmost respect. And, even if it's someone who is pretty close to me, I try to, it's also a conflict of interest sometimes for that person to be able to be seen by the same
Mhm.
therapist. It's not wrong, but it's kind of frowned upon because
Yeah.
I actually had somebody in my life where we went to the same um, therapist, and it's kind of weird for the therapist because they know that the other person has mentioned the other person. So
Oh,
so
got you. Yeah.
so if it's
Yeah,
somebody really
I've been caught
close,
in those situations where you're like, oh damn, and you know the
that
whole
makes
story of this
sense,
other
right?
side, and they're telling the other side, you be like, what? That happened?
Mhm. So you try to stay away from when it's time to recommend your therapist. So what I usually just do is tell everybody psychology today, and then you can find your own. And if it happens to be the same therapist, I don't know, and they don't know. So
Okay. Is that a like a like a dating site for therapists? Like, what is that?
Uh, well, it's funny you put it that way, but yes, it is.
Okay.
they you have like they have like their profile. They tell their credentials, what they specialize in, and then from
Mhm,
there, you can put in exactly what your criteria are that you're looking for. And let's say, you're going through something, like a crisis, identity crisis. You could find somebody
mhm,
there. You are, weight problems. You can go to somebody like that. You have an issue with your identity as far as your faith. You can do that. LGBTQ friendly. You can always find
mhm,
somebody within those criterias. You can find a black therapist. You can find a white therapist. You can specifically ask. I've seen where they have, if you are of Muslim descent, you can find somebody that specializes in that. So I think that, it's not just Psychology Today. That's just something that's off the top of my head. But there's
Oh,
many
is
of
that
those
the name of the
sites.
website?
Yeah, there are
Okay, say it
many.
again. Say it again.
Psychologytoday.com. I believe that's the one that I usually tell people about. But there's also,
Mhm,
I think it's like brown girls or black girls who, need therapy. There's different ones.
okay.
I always suggest those to the people out there. I'm not the therapist guru. I got a lot of shit going on personally. But,
Mhm.
I always am an advocate that therapy is like great, and it's a start. A lot of times people think, and I'm not saying that that's wrong, because I do it too. You just go to God, but God also put these people on this earth for you to use that too. And I think a
Right,
lot
because
with
there's no. What's the difference between a therapist and a priest or
right,
or a pastor? You know what I
right.
mean? Yeah.
Exactly. So I always say, a God is definitely a great source to get that therapy from. However, sometimes you also need someone to talk back to you, so you can,
Mhm.
and give you the guidance that you may need also. So yeah, Psychology Today. There's other ones I can give them to you, and you can put them out if you want later on.
All right, all right. So we're gonna get. So we got the grown and the mature and even the faith out of the way.
Oh my God. Here you go.
And now we're gonna get into that stuff. So y'all stay tuned right here at Whatever by Hectic.
You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever.
All right. So I know I've told people, I'm trying not to just interview a bunch of adult entertainers, and I'm trying to have, what I would consider regular people come through here with their stories and what they have going on. So thank you for giving me your time to be able to break up a lot of the monotonous of what I've been doing.
Of course.
Um, what are things people assume about you that's completely wrong?
Mm, that that's completely wrong. That's a
Yeah,
good that's a good question.
I have them
Um,
from time to time.
because a lot of the times I am more open to talk about things sexually than I'm this big whore, or like,
Really?
yeah.
In
That not
2026, when
not now. I was gonna
when
say not now.
because
In the
because whoredom's
past.
at the highest of its peak right now. If you're not a whore, people looking at you kind of like, ew. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the past, I'm like, just because you're open sexually doesn't mean that you're sleeping with everybody. It doesn't mean you're letting everybody get a taste.
Yeah.
Um, so that was probably one thing. Also, a lot of times I am vocal about certain things, and people just think I'm loud and ghetto, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm opinionated, and it's okay to
Mhm.
be opinionated. It's not, a crime to voice how you feel, or say what you want at times, and it doesn't mean
Mhm.
you're disrespectful, and rude and ghetto and loud, and that's not
Mm.
me. I think I'm probably the complete opposite. I think I'm reserved when it's supposed to, and then I get rowdy when I need to. But
Do you
even
feel
my
like
go
do
ahead.
you feel like black women often get that just thrown on them? Like as soon as y'all you might be laughing or joking, people just be like, "Oh, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?" Like,
absolutely. Especially me being a plus size woman, I definitely get the, oh, you so loud and rowdy. Why? Because I'm bigger. That doesn't equate that I'm loud and rowdy.
yeah,
I couldn't help how I was built.
yeah,
um,
yeah,
I think also, like you said, we black women have this stigma that we are just automatically as soon as we're the bottom of the totem pole, so we have to be loud and ghetto and rowdy and have the stereotype hung above our heads all the time. And I think sometimes it's complete opposite. We are actually, I mean, I hate to stereotype, but the younger generation is a little different than the older generations. We were taught the complete opposite. Like, you are reserved, you make sure you hold your head to a certain standard, and you act a certain way, you dress a certain way, you smell a certain way, you keep yourself a certain way because you don't want to be categorized as less than.
yeah.
So you know um, I think that we absolutely have that stigma, and it's disheartening because a lot of us are triple educated, more than our superiors in our workforces.
Mm,
We have more, and we desire more of a luxury than others, and we still get put in this box as somebody like a, no disrespect to her, but like a sexy red, and it's like that's not who we are at all. These
okay.
people are sources of entertainment. That doesn't even mean they're like that in real life. So,
Right.
we just automatically get that stereotype, and it's disheartening, like I said.
Um, so you speak of something. Have you heard how the younger generation now are calling themselves the young hoes?
Yeah.
For real? I just found this out. I
I
didn't
do,
realize this was a real thing. I need to
I,
go outside a little bit more because I'm
well,
I'm oblivious.
I only know that because I have a teenage son. So he keeps me abreast of some of these things that are happening on social media, and some of his
Yeah,
friends, they walk around and they disrespect themselves, and I'm just like, wow, you better not bring that girl home. Because if she's calling
yeah,
herself a young hoe, that's not cute. But they call themselves YNs, so I mean, they like
yeah,
being disrespected.
yeah. I mean, which one's worse though?
I think they're equally terrible
You think equally? Okay. Well, I mean,
because,
most black people. Oh God, most black people call themselves, the N word anyway. So it's
right.
almost like, you know what I mean.
But
You
it's
can't.
also this. I think it's the same thing. Girls call each other friends hoes. Hey ho. I was
No.
guilty of it too. So not
Yeah.
now in my big age, but when I would talk to my
Yeah.
friends when I was younger. Hey ho. Hey bitch. Hey this, and we thought it was fine. So
Yeah. So what changed with your maturity to not no longer do those things to where you see the younger generation at now?
I think I just didn't. I wanted to set an example for my kids. I didn't want my children to talk like that and act like that. So, I mean, I know my son probably does it when he's outside with his friends, but to the outside world, they know that he's a young, respectful man. And
Hmm.
then I didn't want my daughter. She's 9, so she's coming into the world now. I don't want her see me acting a fool and talking a certain way, and then she thinks, well, my mom does it, I think it's okay, I can do it. Or her friends think it's okay too. So
Yeah.
I think that's what made me wake up, like, girl, stop talking like this. You got to set an example.
Yeah. Nah, I'm telling you, when I got told this young hoe thing this week, I was like, shut up. No, they're not. And they're like, yeah, that's the term
Absolutely.
now. I'm like,
Yep.
wait, what? Like,
Yep.
to each their own, but I'll be damned. Like, I mean, I don't know. I remember being in the generation of where like you didn't want to we didn't grow up with labels of wanting to be labeled. Like we grew
Mhm.
up and we'd be like, nah, we us and we them and we keep it
Mhm.
moving. And now there's literally a label for everything and
Everything.
everyone. And
Yep.
it is crazy. Like I case in point, I started going through not a crisis or identity crisis or anything like that, but I was like, all right, you know, me basing my likes on a woman, it could change from moment to moment because it could be the way she
Absolutely.
talks, it could be how she looks, it could be her aura, it could be these things. So it's like, but damn, am I pansexual? Someone's like, nah, you're not, because pansexual means you don't care about. I was like, no, I care a lot of bit. You know what I mean? So
You
I'm
better
not
not have a
that.
penis. You better not ever had a penis.
Right, right. Like it will never be tucked or anything like that. Kudos to those that that's their jam, but that's not mine.
Right.
And and so like now it's like we grew up in the age where we didn't have these labels. Now we're trying to even put ourselves in the labels because society's trying to put all these labels on us. So we're trying to figure out which lane we fit in versus which ones we don't.
Absolutely.
And it is exhausting. I can see why
Absolutely.
mental health is like really big in this country right now
Absolutely.
because it's
Absolutely.
confusing. It's definitely confusing to what you would consider like now. I can't even call myself just a man. Now I'm a cis male, and I'm a
You're cis hetero male.
why I gotta have three labels. I can't just be one. I just can't. You know what I
You're
mean? Like
cisgender heterosexual male. You can't even say man anymore.
it's a little bananas. It's a little
Mm,
bananas. It's a
yeah.
little bananas. But what's the craziest DM you got this week? Or
This week.
the wildest.
Hmm. You're gonna get me in trouble.
They don't watch this show anyways.
Um, actually, that's funny because sometimes I go into my requests because
Yeah.
I run, different pages. And this man was like, "Can I lick your feet with hot sauce?" And I was like, I never responded to him. He still, how you can do the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
accept
Yeah.
or block. I was like, ew. I think that was the wildest one. But again, I don't go through them anymore. I'm not really an influencer anymore, so I don't really get as many requests, but I do
Yeah.
get the weird ones every once in a while. The man was probably from
He
like
said he wanna
India.
lick your feet with hot sauce.
I guess he thought I was gonna be like, "Ooh, that's nice," but sir, first off, because I'm black, hot sauce turns me on. He was like Indian. I was like, okay.
Ah, you bitch, you like how
I was like,
okay.
okay. I what
Yeah.
I was just I didn't even respond, and yeah, I think that was probably the wildest. But
And,
I get
and for me, I still don't understand. And ladies, I do apologize for all my cis gendered heterosexual males. I do apologize for us out here because the whole jumping in DMs and being like, "Yo, I want to eat your cat," and I want to,
it's
da
so
da da
weird.
da.
It's so weird.
It's like, do, do y'all think that's realistically going to work?
Right.
And it
It's
might,
it might.
it
I was gonna
might.
say sometimes it does.
Well, okay. Do you say that person, they have to know that, at least know that person at least a little bit for that to be able to work?
I think it all rolls down to self esteem. I don't think it matters that if you know him or not. If I know you or if I don't you come to me like that
Mm,
because I'm gonna ignore you. Like I said, I think it boils down to self esteem because sometimes women don't care and they think that it's cute or it's funny because a man is giving them attention.
mm,
I don't think that is cute or funny. I don't care how fine you are. Don't talk to me like that.
yeah, I mean, lick your feet with hot sauce is crazy
Like,
work though. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and that's why my page was private for so long because you get those weirdos. But after
yeah,
we did sex, love, and alcohol, I just stayed public because of our platform. But I was
yeah.
like, maybe I should go back to being a
Right.
private page again.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like I said, I couldn't imagine the amount of just bullshit a lot of women get on a daily basis.
Hmm.
However.com. I do also, it's hard for me to say that and then you posting ass pics and doing this and doing that and not
Yeah,
expecting this results. Like I don't know. I don't know when the delusional world starting to come into the sane world where people be like, well, just because I post this doesn't, there's a course and recourse to everything you do. Whether
absolutely.
you approve or disapprove or want or don't want it, it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Even for me, I used to get a lot of dick pics, and you know what I mean? Just because they thought I was a female, they thought it was
Hmm.
a female page, and they used to be
Hmm.
like, or call themselves trying to, I don't know, peacock and be like, yo, put me on type of deal. And I'm like, bro,
Hmm.
like, I can assure you, when these lights come on and someone says action, all that shit's gonna go out the fucking window. So, I mean, that's cool.
But
Think you're gonna have the stamina to knock down 10 chicks in a day, but the reality of it is you, if you get past one, okay, cool. Now the other three is gonna be the determining factor because if you can't do it, you can't do it. And it's okay. But
right,
just because you knocking down your main chick, the it's this is different because
right,
you're gonna have a lot of stop and going. And if you can't
right.
stop and go, you're gonna get gone.
But yeah,
So I totally get it. I totally get it. Uh Whew. Do you think you're misunderstood or just unapologetic?
me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, do you think you're misunderstood or just unapologetic?
I think I'm both, honestly. Um, I At times I feel like I am misunderstood by people, and as time goes on, I'm starting to become into my own. I mean, it took me many years, but yeah, I'm coming into my own. But then at the same time, I'm not gonna apologize who I am. Like, this is who I am. You take it or leave it, and you respect it or you don't. But if you don't respect it, don't come over here because I demand respect wherever I go.
And what do you think took you those many years?
Again, that stems down to esteem, self-esteem, self-worth. You start to know your worth, and you start to say to yourself, you expect more. I am worthy of these things, and that also comes with healing, and that all ties into therapy. So I believe
Mhm.
that all of those things are factors. But like I said, I'm never going to apologize for who I am. You may not like it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. However, that doesn't mean that you're going to talk to me or treat me any kind of way. And I'm going to conform to whatever you think I'm supposed to be. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a both.
How eye opening is it? Because Lord knows in the past couple of years, I done had to set some boundaries for other people and for myself, right?
Hmm.
How eye opening is it when you do set those boundaries and you get those people that either disappear or they
Right.
be like, "Oh, you acting funny." You be like, "How?" "Oh, I used to call and you would pick up. Now you don't answer my call. You would text me back." How eye opening has that journey been for you?
It's been tough, and that's just in 2025 alone. I've
Mm,
lost many people that I felt were the closest things to me ever. Last year alone, just, I saw, because I started to put myself first and set my boundaries, the people that I thought were never going to ever leave me were, they left. And, at first it was hard. And breakups are, breakups are harder than romantic breakups, because you've told this person, or you've been around these people for so long, and you tell them everything, and it's like a piece of you is leaving. Whether it's years or decades, or months, it doesn't matter. If you have told this person that you are close to me, and you are, you're everything to me, and they just up and leave because you set a boundary, it's like a slap in the face. So I definitely saw that, you putting yourself first, you see who is really for you and who's not.
yeah.
So.
One of the boundaries I know I had to set for the past couple of years is I used to have people be able to hit my jack whenever, and I would stop what I'm doing, pick up, have these long, drawn out conversations that I didn't even want to fucking have, and all that.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
when I start egging them, and not, or I'd be like, "Hey, you gotta ask me if you could call me before you call, because I might be
Mhm.
doing something." Type deal, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I never used to have to do that before." That's cool. That's fine. I
Mhm.
understand that, but I'm telling you what needs to happen from this point forward.
Yep.
And they some stay, some go, and then I'm like,
Mhm.
people don't realize. For me, my phones stay on silent,
Mhm.
anyways.
Mhm.
So it's no sweat off my back. You can't get in touch with me. And when you do get in touch, it don't even be nothing like it be some
Important.
bullshit anyways.
Mhm.
Like I,
Yep.
you could have texted me this and I could have
Right.
went about my business. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So yeah, I know it's a hard one. Trust me,
Mhm.
it's, it's definitely hard.
Yeah. This year alone, like I said, last year, I have learned who was really there for me, and you can't expect you from others, and that was definitely a hard thing for me.
That is the biggest slap in the face because we all grew up with that Bible passage, treat
Mhm.
unto others as you want to be treated unto yourself, and you
Mhm.
realize these motherfuckers ain't treating anybody any kind like where's the reciprocation at?
Right.
Like, and that's another one I had to learn is, what I would do for others, I can't expect for them to do for me.
Exactly. And I mean, it's no bad blood with these people. Like, I love them, and I will always, wish them well, and I want to see you eat, but you just can't eat at
Mm.
my table anymore. So that's how I look at it. So,
All right, last question. We're gonna take a little break.
okay.
When you were dating, because I don't know, what was your what's your biggest red flag in dating, and that you still ignore?
Oh, biggest red flag is um, that I still ignore.
That you still ignore.
Um, well, a person, I can't say a man because we already had this conversation.
Yeah.
A person will be that person from day one. It's up to you to figure out if you're going to accept it or not. And I think that's a red flag of mine. I ignore certain things that I'm like, oh,
That they
that
show
person's gonna
you.
change. Yeah. And then
Okay.
later on, you're looking and you think back on it, and now it's too late because y'all 3, 4 months in, and you didn't you didn't cut the head off at the time that it happened the
Yeah.
first time, and now you
Yeah.
either gotta stay and deal with it, or you gotta let that person go. But you have feelings for the person. I think that's probably red flags that I don't address from the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What? Who said it best? Was it Maya Angelou who says when the person show you who they are, believe them the first time?
Yes, and that's definitely a red flag that I don't, acknowledge. I think I can save everybody. So I'm definitely an empath. I think I like to heal folks and in all areas of life, whether it's my kids or, my family, my friends, relationships. I want to heal. And, sometimes a person is too hurt and you can't fix them. And
I,
and they drain you.
I'm not going to hold you. It was this year, it was last year. I told someone, listen, I'm gonna start charging you $1.50 an hour because all this shit you trying to dump on me, help you heal you, and I don't. I'm not your therapist. I,
Right.
I, I'm not. That's not even why I'm here. I don't even care
Right.
to do that.
Right.
You need to go find someone else who's willing to do with all that, and good luck with that. Because I'm at this big age. I'm not built for that. I know now what
Absolutely.
I want to listen to, and you're talking about your trauma when you was 10 that has nothing to do with me now. You're 40.
Right. But that's when they need to go seek therapy. Like, but so many people
100%.
don't want to do that. They just want to trauma dump on their loved ones or their friends, and that's not healthy.
Listen, I've been on some conversations where at the end of it, I feel like shit. And I'm like, this ain't even my
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
I gotta go get me some rum and coke and throw one back real quick to decompress from all this heavy shit you just put on me. That I
Exactly.
and listen, people, I'm gonna say this before I go on break. When you call your friends, loved ones, whomever, with your bullshit, please ask them first if they have the capacity to handle what you about to
What you're
tell
gonna
them.
tell them? Exactly. Exactly.
Because you don't know what these people were dealing with their own personal life. And let's face it, a lot of strong people don't tell people their things. So
That
now
part.
you're just relying on your strong friend and you just dumping and dumping and dumping, and they've got their own bullshit to handle in their life. And most of the time, let's call a spade a spade. Most of y'all problems, A, be self-inflicted, or B, the same shit you constantly deal with anyways that you never gonna change. So why even tell me?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I felt good.
Absolutely.
That felt
If I
more healed.
could.
And with that, we're gonna take a little commercial.
Are you the smartest dummy or the most dense genius in your friend group? Yeah, us too. That's why you'll fit right in with the Enlightened Idiot podcast, live every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We're talking bold takes on sex, mental health, current events, and all the stuff you forget you care about until somebody says it out loud. So slide through, kick back, and get your dose of real talk and reckless wisdom. Stay enlightened.
All right. So y'all know at this point I am also a co-host on another show, the Enlightened Idiots, where
I love
we
that
we
title.
talk
So great.
the Enlightened Idiot.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm over there acting a donkey most days. We film every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have some great shows coming out for y'all. I missed this last one because I was mentally exhausted. I'm not even gonna hold you. I had to take a break, and then I'm not gonna be on this week's show because I'm gonna be in Atlanta. But go and check my peoples out because they're funny. Not as funny as
Definitely
me,
will.
but they're funny. You know what I mean? So go over there and check them out.
I definitely
Um,
will. I didn't even know that existed, so thank you for that.
so So what most people don't know, I actually used to be a pretty frequent guest on your a
Yes.
podcast that you were co-host. This was even before I even got in the pod. I just used to be a
Yes.
guest. I used to just sit
Yes.
and talk shit and keep it moving, you know.
Yes.
So you know how the world turns and stuff like that now.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever doubled back on someone you said you were done with?
Yes.
And why do you think you doubled back?
Because I love the person.
What's the word? That
Yeah.
that word gets people in trouble all the time.
Yeah. Love that person. Still do. So, yeah, absolutely.
What goes into your mind when you're like doubling back? Like, is it any specific reason, or do you be like, or okay, let me swipe that clean.
Okay.
Is it more out of complacency or more out of convenience?
I think a it's both, honestly. I think sometimes you get so um, comfortable that you just like, oh, I know what I have. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Everybody always says the dating pool has shit in it, so you don't want
It's
to see
not.
what's
It
out
doesn't have
there.
shit. It is the sewage. It is the. It's the whole sewage pipes and lines and factory. Yeah, it's a mess out here.
So I feel like people they're like, well, I already know what I got. I don't know what I'm gonna get, so I rather just deal with what I have. And sometimes it works for the better, but then sometimes it's like, what were you thinking? Why did you do that? You made things worse for yourself. Even if
Yeah.
the relationship is going well as it's gonna go, you're also dumbing yourself down or dimming your light because you don't think you deserve more. So I think that's
Hmm.
that's what it comes down to. That's why I said it's a little bit of both. I think people are just like, I'm content where I'm at, and then it's convenient. I already know this person. We've dealt with this X amount of years, so why not stay?
I
I know
I
that
get
this
it to a
person,
certain degree. Like if it's a healthy
right?
relationship, whether it's friendship, relationship, or whatever. If it's a healthy relationship, being content in a healthy relationship, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Absolutely,
And even then, you now have where people get so brainwashed with social media that a healthy relationship, they be like, it seems wrong. So now I have
right?
to go and fuck it up because this can't be what you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Um, and then there's some people that love the toxicity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I I love my peace. So as soon as something kind of disturbs my peace, you gotta get the hell on. Like I can't deal with it.
I think
Regardless of how
there.
many years, how many I nah, you gotta go.
Yeah, I think it's that stems from their own internal wounds that they had and the trauma that they probably dealt with as a
Mm.
child or a young adult or whatever. They are used to that if they're able to just go back to that toxic unhealthy relationship when you can't say, all right, enough is enough, I need to choose me, I gotta choose me, Lucius.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
they
yeah,
can,
yeah, yeah.
if they can't do that, then that says something about them. So
No, and you have some that be like, if you too much of a what they consider a square, they be like, nah, I don't want that. I want the. You got to be in and out of jail a couple times. You got to have
Yeah,
a couple bullet wounds and
yeah,
stab wounds. That's crazy to me, but I've literally heard people say this, so it's not even like it's a figment of my imagination. I've heard people be like, "Yeah, nah,
abs-
they too soft for me. They too good for me." I'm like, "Too good for
absolutely.
you? That's crazy."
Yeah, yeah. Again, like I said, it all boils down to your self esteem and what you think you're worth. So it all goes back to that. And it's sad because a lot of people go through their whole lives like that. They just look at it as, oh, I'm not worth it. So this is the best I'm going to get. This man in my DMs telling me that he wants to suck my toes with hot sauce. So why not? This might be a great
Uh,
relationship. So,
right, right.
so
Okay,
yeah.
so you bring up something too. Do you
Hmm.
think there's a lot of people now in the dating pool or whatever that have the main character syndrome?
Absolutely. It's all about me. And I think it's coming from both because I can't even say it's just women or it's just men. I think it's just depends on the person, and
Yeah.
you got to do for me. What can you do for me? Blah blah blah. I bring to the table. What do you bring to the table? And it's like, isn't a relationship supposed to you guys meet each other halfway? And it's not about 50-50. Sometimes that person might have 70 today and you have 30, and that's okay. Some days that person might have 0 and you have 100, and that's okay. It can't always just be about you, but that's
So
just me.
I am a little big on what you bring into the table. Not that it's,
Hmm.
a huge factor,
Right.
but if I have a house, car, job, money, stocks, credit, and you come in with bag full of clothes.
No, that's different.
You feel me? Like
Yeah, no, that's totally
you
different.
coming with a bag full of clothes, like nah. What I get it. You might be down bad. I understand everyone has their moments, but
No.
or I've had people tell me that this shit's so good. I should be blessed to like be in their orbit type shit. And I'm like, cool. I like a woman kind of talk some shit a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
And
that
then
better
when you
not
get
be the
to it,
only thing you got.
and, but when you get down to it, that's it.
Hmm.
That
That's right.
that's it. So it's hard now. Like I'm see, I'm not young no more. When I was a young bull, shit like that impressed me. Oh, you got that snapper? Cool. We gonna see what it do.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, hold up. I gotta come pick you up, bring you back to my place. We do what we do. Then I gotta take you back and then come back. Nah, that's too many steps for me. That's too many.
Well, when you say it like that, well, I guess I look at it differently. As a man, I feel like if you're going to protect me, you better come and get me and drop me off. I mean, I can take myself, and every once in a while I could come to you, but,
Okay,
be the gentleman.
I'm saying you can't come to me because you have no means to come to me with.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
Now,
That's
if it's like, hey, I'm gonna come scoop you up, we're gonna go out to eat. We might wind up back at my place, might end up at your place, and then I gotta take you back. That's the price of whatever. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
But you don't have the means to,
Yeah, that's
which
different.
means I got to. You done lost me because I'm starting to calculate the trips. I'm like, all right, you live 30 minutes away. That's an hour, one trip.
Hmm.
Then the next day is nah. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not
I'm
worth
good.
it.
Nah, I'll just turn on my PlayStation and knock one out real quick and go about my business. I don't care. I don't even give a damn no more. You know what I mean? When you get older, you can probably contest. When you get older, shit just don't matter no more like it used
Yep,
to.
that part. That part.
You like, I gotta do what?
Hmm.
All right, I'll show you better. I can tell you.
Don't say, and
Uh,
what time?
right. I've been hit someone back. Oh shit. Hey, I forgot. I gotta go work early in the morning. My bad. I'll catch you next time. I'm good. I'm good.
That part.
All right. We didn't even hit most of the questions I got for you, which is crazy.
It's all right. You
Which
know,
is
it's always
crazy.
love. We always have a
Yeah.
good time when we get here on together.
Yeah. All right. What's something you've done that you would not dare them do to you in a relationship?
In a relationship.
Yeah. That you'd be hot fire, like if they ever did that shit to you.
See, I can't answer that because I would never do something that I wouldn't want to be done to me. So,
Okay,
like,
that's
I'm
fair.
not going to do like shady shit and then be like, "You better never do that to me." No, because I would. Oh, I'm always the type of person to treat people how you want to be treated. So I'm not going to turn off my phone and not answer you for until the next morning because if you did it to me, you wouldn't have a girlfriend the next day. So I don't. I wouldn't do something that I wouldn't want somebody to do to me. So yeah, no, because
That's cool.
you're
Once
going to
again, I've
jail.
matured a lot. I've matured a lot because me in my 20s, you, I was,
Well,
man, I
I'm
was
also
grimy in my 20s.
I'm a serial dater, so I've only had like
Oh,
real longevity with my relationships. Even if they weren't the best relationships,
I
they
was
were
in relationships
longevity.
too.
No, so I wasn't out here ripping and running because I wouldn't want you to do it to me.
I was definitely in relationships too. You know what I mean? But
You better
I am
not.
I am a better man than I definitely say that. I'm a better man of today than I was.
Well, that's
Oh
good.
my God.
That's good.
Ooh. Okay. What's the messiest situation you've been in that you
Mm.
almost got exposed for?
Um, I was on my podcast because I had to like remember and be mindful of who would follow me. So I had a certain um, way that I held myself with like my
Mhm.
job and church and things like that. But then you forget,
Oh no, you
like,
were a nut on that. I mean, you were fun,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I had to like think about it like, oh my God, I'm gonna be exposed to these people. Like most people, I didn't care because that's just me. But if it's
Yeah,
a certain platforms, you're just like, oh, I don't want Sister Bernadette to see me, or like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So I had to
yeah.
like unfollow and unfriend a lot of people when I was doing that show because I didn't want you to see, or like I would post things in my close friends because I didn't
Mhm.
want them to see certain things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think I definitely. Well, I mean, most people that know me know what I did.
Right. You have
Um,
no shame.
I have a little bit. I'm not gonna. I have a little bit, but I also feel like I always felt like this. I'd rather live my truth so no one can hold it against me.
Absolutely. I 100%
You
agree.
know what I mean? Like if I'm hiding and ducking in the shadows, so then that leaves me more open for someone to find out whatever it is that I have in the shadows and be able to
Right.
use it against me. So, if I tell it all myself, there's
What
no
do you have
ammo for
ways?
them.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. But I get that because there's a lot of stuff most people don't know. I don't put my personal life out there.
Right.
I keep that very, very private. You know what I mean, for
Right.
the most part. So I keep some stuff back, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
What's something you enjoy that people would judge you hard for if they knew?
Judge me hard.
Mhm.
um.
Sister Burnett, yeah, she would definitely judge you hard too.
Oh God. um. I don't know. Not at this moment. Um.
Oh, you cleaned up.
Well, no. I mean, not that would judge me
No, hold
hard.
up.
I mean,
And
I don't have no
let me not throw that
shame.
out there. Let me not throw it
I was
out
gonna
there
say I
like
don't have
because
no
people gonna be like,
shame.
well, what she used to do. You know,
That's what I'm saying. I don't
not
have
like
no
that.
shame.
Yeah,
I'm an open
yeah,
book. But that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Judge me hard. Like what? I did a podcast. I think I was pretty open with that. So I don't think I would care about any people judging me because you know who I am. So
Mm,
yeah, I don't think, the only thing I wouldn't want my kids to know certain things, because if they judge me, it's gonna hurt.
yeah, nah, trust me. Nah, I get that. I get. It's almost like the difference between mommy and brain.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Exactly.
nah, I'm over in this lane. You gotta know me here. This
Right.
part, you're not supposed to know me till you're supposed to know me on this side.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's the only people I would feel judged. Everybody else kiss my ass. I don't care. But if my kids see something, they're like, "Oh, mom, I'm judging you for that." Then my whole world would crash. So
Yeah, yeah, I get that part. All right, this one's going. This one's for the doozies. I'm, I
I'm
don't.
ready. I already prepared myself for all your crazy questions.
Right. Have you ever dealt with performance issues from a partner, and how
Oh
did you
God.
handle it?
Of course, I've dealt with that. I mean, what person doesn't? I am. It wasn't like recent. I would say in my younger days, you fake it. You know, sometimes people can tell when you're faking it, but if you're not that experienced, they don't know. Other times, I've had to teach you what I like and what I want, um, and that was difficult because you don't want to hurt the person's ego. However,
So how do you
please,
do it? Like, okay, so because we're talking a hypothetical,
yeah.
mind you, people out there listening. So if the person is not licking right, how do you correct that?
I'll gently move your head another way, or I'll gently, like, gyrate my body a certain way so you get the point. And if you don't get the point, then, that's a problem. Then I'm gonna
Motherfucker, I'm
have
trying
to,
to guide
right.
you.
Then I have to tell you what you're doing wrong. And then that could be a bruise to your ego.
I don't
But
think
I don't,
I think women don't give men enough credit. I
okay.
think I think it's the other way around though.
Yeah, some women can't take criticism. I don't. I look at it
Some,
as I look at it as constructive. If I'm not doing what I need to do, you need to tell me so I can make sure you don't step out on me.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but some don't. They don't even care. Okay, because they know. Oh, my mouth does blah, and you be like, that's cool. That's them. They like that. I don't like
Exactly. Exactly.
that. You
Exactly.
can't do everything that you've done with other people to everybody and expect the same results. Like that's not, yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
no,
Yeah.
no. It's that's wild. Have you ever got frustrated though by having to teach someone or guide someone?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I like that person and he just didn't know what he was doing. And he was well equipped, but did not know what he was doing. So eventually, I'm trying to teach you, and it's just like, all right, man, I'm gonna head out, and I had to stop.
That's not. I'm gonna head out.
Literally, literally.
So,
I was
work.
like,
I got work in the morning. I'll catch up with you later.
nah, it was bad. I used my kids. My phone was ringing.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Oh
Right now?
damn.
Yes, right now. It was so bad.
Yeah.
So,
Damn. Salute to you. I
because
feel
I
sorry for you, my
tried.
guy.
I tried. I really tried. And, how it might be the first time, second time. All right.
Yeah, I get that.
This is the third time now. Enough. Not going
Well,
to
you went
disappoint
back. At
myself.
least you gave him 3 tries.
Because I liked them. So,
Yeah.
it's a little easier to go back when you like the person.
So now, if you liked them that much, you couldn't. That it's something that you couldn't work past.
Because it was both of us was physical. It wasn't we weren't trying to be in a relationship. So it's like, why am I gonna
Oh,
do
so
this to
you failed
myself?
at your main job.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh.
at the time I wasn't looking for anything and he claimed he didn't either. So it was just like, why are we here? Why are we wasting each other's time?
Mm,
So it was just like, all right, that's enough.
that's- do you think honesty ruins more situations than it saves?
I think it depends on how you deliver it.
Mhm.
Because if you're being harsh about it, then of course it's going to ruin everything. But if you're providing positive feedback honestly, then I feel like it's easier to take and digest.
I think a lot of people forget because they take that word brutal
Hmm.
too too hard. And brutal
Hmm.
honesty don't mean you gotta be a fucking dickhead about it.
That part.
You know what I mean? Like you could
That
be
part.
honest with someone, and trust me, sometimes people told me some shit that was honest, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, and as a grown adult, you gotta digest that shit
Just
and
eat
move
it.
on.
Exactly.
But if you're being a dickhead, that's a little different. Like that's
Right.
like, I see what time you on. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
For
Hmm.
me, anytime I tell someone anything, I try to use tact and put their feelings in perspective and think
Hmm.
about how they're gonna react to some shit before I even do it.
Hmm.
Uh, Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But
Right.
at least I try. I don't try to hurt nobody's feelings when I tell them something, but
Same.
it got to a point too, especially with me being more of an introvert and me holding a lot of stuff in. By the time I do let it out, I've been sitting on this shit for weeks. You know what I mean? I'm just I gotta let this go now, or else it's just gonna bug the fuck out of me. And I've gotten better now. Now I let people kind of know within the first day or so, hey, I ain't like this or I ain't like that,
Right.
woo woo, versus just sitting on it. Because when I sit on it, and man, I
That's
used to
it.
just let it. I used to let it
That's
go.
that was me.
Yeah, I used to let it go. And then at that point, I don't even give a fuck no more. I don't. However you take it, however you take it. Now at this point,
Exactly.
like I don't even care.
Exactly. What's your
Yeah.
sign again?
What do you think I am?
I don't know. You could be a water or an air sign.
I'm neither.
You're a fire sign?
I'm neither that neither.
What are you?
I'm an earth sign.
What? Taurus?
No.
Okay. Good. I hate Taurus men.
Damn. Sorry, all Taurus men out there.
What? What are you?
I'm Virgo.
Okay. I like Virgo men. That's why we get along
Yeah,
well.
we are,
Now
we
them
get
women?
bad rap, but the women. I'm not gonna hold you on that one. I know a lot of Virgo women. I love you, Virgo women, but god damn, they get on my goddamn nerves.
Ooh, they vicious.
Yeah, we are a very petty sign. We are a petty ass sign.
They
Okay,
are
I'll tell
vicious.
you I'll tell you how petty I am. I told this
Okay.
story before, but it's in my strip club days, and I
Mhm.
remember I had a roommate, and I just start seeing, and that's another thing. As Virgos, we start seeing how people start moving, and be like,
Mhm.
"All right, we see you." Like our intuition be on point, right? So,
Mhm.
anyways, he started moving a certain way, and I was like, "All right." And then I made up a lie about myself and only told him. I made up a complete lie and only told him. Within an hour, 1 hour, it didn't even make it a full hour. The lie came back to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So from then, I knew how to handle you.
Right. That part.
I knew exactly how to handle you. So yeah. Us Virgos, we
I
we
love a
we
Virgo man.
yeah we play stuff how it's supposed to be played.
Mhm. Yes.
Ooh, this is a good one. I'm not gonna
Okay.
hold you too long because I know you on the other coast.
Yes,
But
it's okay. I'm enjoying.
what? Why do you think men and women struggle so much to understand each other in 2026?
Because we don't want to learn how to think in the other person's shoes. We want to think how we think that other person thinks, if that makes sense.
Mm, crazy enough, I speak women, so I was clear. That was crystal.
So it's like, oh, Tyrone is my man, and he loves to go out to eat, but I know he likes wings and fries, so I'm gonna do this when really he just wanted to go to Chipotle. Instead of asking him, hey, what do you want to do?
Right.
Or I feel like men are a little better with that, but we are very indecisive beings. Sorry, women, it's the truth. We're indecisive beings, so when a man asks us a direct question, we can't answer that because we don't know how he's going to react. So we want to answer how we think he's going to
We
approve.
just want the fucking answer.
Yep. Because you say, what do you want to eat? Oh, I don't know. That's like a fucking LSAT question. That is the hardest question in the world because now we're thinking, okay, I know I want Chinese food, but what if he doesn't want that and then he's not going to eat? So now I'm not going to eat, and then we're just not going to eat. So I'm going to let him choose. But instead of letting him choose, I'm going to say, I don't know. So he'll get frustrated and then he'll just choose.
We on the line. It was actually before it became that. It was called All on the Table. We had a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of guys, a bunch of women on the
Mm-hmm.
panel,
Mm-hmm.
and we came up with a scenario where we said we ordering pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We're have the ladies order pizza. We don't like pepperoni.
Mm-hmm.
Order the pizza. We got 20,000 questions on what they should put on this goddamn pizza. We just said we want one thing. And it turned into, all right, well, can I have pepperoni on my side and not on your side? And we'd be like, we don't care what you order. We just don't want pepperoni.
Right. But that's the difference of how we think. We think more emotionally, and I don't want to say analytically because
No.
sometimes we don't. I was going to say I think men are more logical and analytical. Women are
Yeah,
more emotional, and we think rash sometimes or irrash. So I
I would
think
say that.
uh, yeah, I think we harp on emotion where men are like on the logic, and then that's where we clash because you don't have a heart, well, you don't have a brain, so that's what it stems down to.
To, to us, and it's fair, we normally say, fuck us, feed us, and leave us alone.
Hmm.
And we're good normally, we're good. I don't know about these purse wearing guys nowadays, but
So different.
Guys back in the day, we were good. You know what I mean? That's all we needed. And now it's so much. Like even case in point, even to getting to know someone stage. A man could walk up to a woman and be like, "Hey, we like you. We like to take you out." And in her mind, either she's already planning the wedding or she's trying to come up with all kind of excuses why this ain't going to work anyways. And you didn't give it a try. You don't know.
I'm guilty of both.
Wow, that's
not
crazy.
not now, but yeah, definitely in
Yeah.
the past, guilty of both. This fine man that just tells me he likes me. Oh, I'm trying to think what my last name would sound like with his. But then it's like it's never gonna work. He's this, he's that, he's this. What if we do this? What if I fuck it up? What if he fucks it up? And then it's so I've done both. So
What do you think tends to fuck up more relationships nowadays?
not going with the flow, planning it. When you plan, it never works out. Not saying that you can't have a plan, but you plan it every step of the way. It's not going to work,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
if you're planning for the other person. If you're planning for yourself, it's
Ooh,
one thing, but if you're
yeah,
planning for the other person, it's never going to work.
yeah. Nah, you have people where what you hear for most brides. Well, I planned this when we first met. And you're like, well, you didn't fucking ask me if I want turquoise in anything.
Right,
Like I don't even like turquoise, but you, all right, cool. That's what you want to do, but you didn't
right,
ask me my input.
right.
You just you just did it. Cool.
Mhm, mhm.
You know what I mean? All right. So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna ask you this final question. And we can get the hell out.
Okay.
Oh, this one's gonna be another dude. Well, I'm curious what your answer is gonna be.
Okay.
What's something men get wrong about women all the time?
Hmm. Ooh, that's a good question. What is something that men get wrong all the time about women? That all of us are emotional. Um, I think that would be probably one. Um, that we are going to just automatically think with our emotions. I think that's definitely one because I've heard so many times men say, "Oh, you're emotional." And it's like, no, we're not. We're just expressing how we feel, and that's okay.
Mhm.
um, just because you don't want to do that, because you feel like it's not a manly thing to do, doesn't mean that it's a terrible thing for a woman to do that.
Mm.
Um, there's a few things. Repeat the question so I can jog my memory.
What's she said? There's a few things. What's something that men get wrong about women all the time?
Um, and men get wrong all the time. I don't think it's and but it also is not wrong. It's just how they view things, probably too.
Mhm.
Uh, like I said, it all boils down to how each species thinks. I think
Mm.
men think more on a analytical or a logical, where women really base everything off emotion. That doesn't mean they're emotional. It's just they base things off emotion. So we care about how you feel, but we also care how we feel. So if I'm
Mhm.
telling you certain things and you're not being receptive to it, or I feel you're not being receptive to it,
Mhm.
then that's when things go wrong, and then it turns into an argument, and then it turns into something that's it shouldn't be. I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave it at I'm gonna leave it at that because there's
Has a
more
situation
things.
ever escalated when it didn't have to? Like where
Absolutely.
like the communication was just y'all could have actually been saying the same things, but y'all just hearing it differently.
Yes, absolutely. And a person that I was dealing with, um, we would always clash with that. It was that person would always think I was talking a certain way, and that person was talking a certain way and we weren't hearing each other. But when you sit back and you either one, which I hate doing, you're communicating via text message. You don't know
Mhm.
what the other person is thinking about or their thought process when you read a text. So you may be reading it one way and they're just saying it on a surface level. Um, we're both saying the same things but in different ways, and
Mhm.
it escalates to something bigger because the other person's not sitting back and really thinking about what is being said. So yeah,
Mhm.
definitely with the person that I was talking about, that I was dealing with, we would always escalate to the highest level of fighting because neither one of us are listening or looking at it from the other person's perspective.
Yeah. No, it's trust me, I've had to learn how to listen and truly
Mm-hmm.
listen
Mm-hmm.
and and listen to not hear but listen to feel,
Mm-hmm. I always say,
right?
listen to understand.
Right, but sometimes it's not even understanding because what a person is saying, depending on how they're saying it, it's not even what they're saying, it's how they're
Right.
feeling. And if you can't understand how they're feeling, all the rest of the shit doesn't fuck. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
weird. I've started to learn like, oh, okay, you're really mad about something else. What's
Mm.
going on?
Right.
What do
Right.
we need to talk about? You see what I'm saying? Because you're
Mm-hmm.
not mad that I didn't take the trash out. It's just this is probably the cherry on top. What's
Exactly.
going on? What do we need to talk about? Are you
Absolutely.
good? You know, do you feel like I've been neglecting you? Like, what is it? Let me know so we can get. Because I'm. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. All the other fluff, I don't. And women, y'all gotta stop fluffing shit. Get to the point. We want to
Yeah.
get to the fucking point.
Yeah.
All the I saw Johnny on the corner and it was about 10 a.m. and we don't give a fuck about none of that shit because it has nothing to do with anything that you about to tell us. Like we don't care. Get to the point.
And I.
Hey, I don't like this because you did this. Okay, cool. You don't have to set us up. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like you don't have to give us a pretext before you go. Like just tell us what it is so we can fix it. Because that's how we normally move. We just want to get
Mm-hmm.
past whatever it is. So
I think that everybody should try to do not necessarily a podcast, but go to some type of webinar, seminar, something where there's a panel, like you said, of men and women and how we think and have the other
mhm,
person think about that perspective from the opposite sex. And I think we
mhm,
would do a lot better because we need a balance of both. You need to be a little emotional, but at the same time, you have to be logical too. So I
yeah.
think if everybody had a little bit of both, I think the world would be a much better place.
Well, I mean, it's almost like each gender is going the opposite direction of what they're
Yes.
built for.
Yes, absolutely. And I had
So
to get myself out of that because I was getting very in my masculine mode. And when you're in a masculine mode as a woman, I think it's more so survival. And that's a big turnoff because what man wants a woman that's going to be like, I can do it myself and I don't need you. And then at the same time, a man is more in that, oh, we need a 50-50 type of relationship. What are you going to do for me? Not saying all men, because that's not the
mhm.
case, but like you said, the purse wearing men, those
Thank
women don't.
God.
The women don't want to deal with that either because you want me to be soft, but you soft too. So I might as well date a woman if we're going to do that. So I think we
Yeah.
need to have a balance of both.
Remember, dick and pussy is not the only thing you should be bringing to the table because
Absolutely.
that's just garbage. Once we done
Absolutely.
fucked all over the greatest state of wherever. All right, so what we doing now?
What's next? Right. What's next?
What we got going on now? Because we need to
Right.
start building some properties or something, but we can't.
That part.
If you're not equipped to do that, we're just fucked. We're just
Right.
fucking. We're just fucking. All right.
That part.
So this is a time. I don't know what you got going on anymore because you don't keep in contact with me. But go ahead and tell the people what you got going on, if
Okay.
anything, and where they can find you, if you even want them to find you. I don't know.
I mean, right now, this part of life is called healing. It's called moving forward. I do dabble in a few things. I can't really talk about that right now because I'm dabbling, and I always feel like when you put it out too much prematurely, it doesn't work. But yeah, I still have my Instagram page. If you want to follow me, I do put things up for shits and giggles sometime. It's has not changed. If you have seen from the previous podcast, it's at Random Acts of Flyness. Um, I still put up some fashion, some faith, and everything in between. Um, but yeah, right now I'm taking a break from all social media, so I'm not really doing anything major. Um, I was trying to get my businesses together, so once those things happen, then I will promote, of course. But right now, like I said, this is the time of healing. So I've just been, trying to work on me and move forward. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, random acts of flyness, just don't be weird in my DMs talking about licking my feet with hot sauce. I don't like that.
Oh, sriracha or sriracha. That's not technically hot sauce. It's like a form of hot sauce, but it's not, you know, upper echelon. He ain't just get the table hot sauce and sprinkle on your toes. You know what I mean?
And that's not my thing. I do dabble in a lot, but not that.
Yeah, fuck. Just what is he? Never mind. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what he was thinking. But all right, so your boy is traveling this week. I am going to Atlanta. Y'all didn't book enough, so I'm not carrying none of my equipment out there. I'm just going out there now, hanging out. Um Remember, I have my videography class 101, 102 that's going on monthly. Go to hektekvisuals.com, which is on the bottom, and go and sign up for those classes. Also, my mentorship programs. I am also gearing for my retirement. Yes, you heard it here. I think I put it out there, but this is my last year in front of the adult cameras and all that. You know what I mean? I'm facilitating some stuff now, but yeah, this is my last year, and I'm happy. I'm super
Good for
happy for that.
you.
Um, all my social media is Hectic Visuals, TikTok, Instagram, X, Twitter, Facebook. All of them joints are the same thing. So you go over there, follow me. Also, go to HD Nation Network on YouTube, and you can follow this page as well as Beyond Pixels, which I'm planning on. Y'all know how I am with Beyond Pixels. I do apologize. I be thinking, but I have a lot of stuff going on. But I am going to put out another episode of Beyond Pixels where I don't know what I'm gonna be talking. I know what I'm gonna talk about. I just don't want to put it out there and then not do it. Then y'all be like, well, you said you were gonna do this. It's going to come out soon. I might film it tomorrow. Who knows? Whatever. Also, remember when y'all comment, I have been trying to keep up with y'all comments back. So just beware. I will comment or give you a thumbs up or something just to acknowledge all you. We have officially reached over 250,000 views and over 500 subscribers. So thank all of y'all. Keep it going. Cause I was struggling for a little minute. I wasn't doing nothing. Now I'm up here with the big boys. So y'all beware. And then we have a summer coming. So there's a lot of guests that's coming back on the show. There's a lot of guests that's coming this month and next month. I'm already booked out to June. So, thank y'all. With that being said, keep those close that are close to you. Be loyal to those that are loyal to you, and don't do anything that you don't want to do. And with that, we are out of here.
Peace.